خدنا الفيديو خلص اللي صار.
Germany has finally had enough. The streets of Europe are not a playground for Middle Eastern chaos, and the German police are making that crystal clear. For far too long, pro-Hamas activists, Muslim radicals and their woke enablers have been allowed to disrupt public order, block traffic and terrorize residents, all in the name of solidarity with Gaza. But now, the German government and law enforcement have vowed to leave no stone unturned in putting an end to this madness. And frankly, it's about time. Radicalism and foreign ideologies have no place in Germany. It's as simple as this: adapt to the country you live in or leave. For weeks, maybe months, we've watched these so-called activists take over the streets. They block traffic, harass residents, and make cities unlivable. They don't care about the people trying to get to work, the families trying to live their lives, or the communities they're tearing apart. What they care about is importing the chaos of the Middle East into Europe and forcing their agenda onto everyone else. And for too long, the German authorities have tolerated it. But that tolerance is finally running out. The police are fed up and they're taking action. Let's start with the obvious. These protests are not peaceful. They're not about solidarity or human rights or any of the noble causes these activists like to hide behind. This is about intimidation, disruption, and chaos. Blocking streets isn't a peaceful protest, it's an act of aggression. Harassing residents isn't standing up for justice, it's bullying. And turning cities into battlegrounds isn't solidarity, it's a deliberate attempt to destabilize the country. The German police have seen enough, and now they're cracking down hard. The message from law enforcement is loud and clear. Radicalism and foreign ideologies have no space in Germany. This isn't Gaza. This isn't the Middle East. This is Europe. And in Europe, we have laws. If you can't respect them, if you can't adapt to the values and culture of the country you're living in, then you have no business being here. The German government has made it clear that it won't tolerate this kind of behaviour anymore. And rightly so. For too long, these radicals and their woke supporters have been allowed to run wild, hiding behind cries of freedom of expression and human rights. But where are the rights of the ordinary Germans who just want to live their lives in peace? Where is their freedom to walk the streets without being harassed, to drive to work without being blocked, to live in cities that aren't overrun by mobs? These so-called activists have been given far too much leeway, and it's time to put a stop to it. The German police are finally stepping up to the plate. They're making arrests, clearing the streets, and sending a message to these radicals. Enough is enough. They're not going to let Germany turn into a playground for Middle Eastern chaos. They're not going to let jihadists and pro-Hamas mobs terrorize the public. They're not going to let foreign ideologies take over their streets. This is Germany, and in Germany, the law is the law. Let's not mince words here. The people causing this chaos are not victims. They're not oppressed. They're not freedom fighters. They're agitators. They're radicals. They're people who have no respect for the country they're living in, or the people who live there. And yet for too long, they've been treated with kid gloves. Well, not anymore. The German police are drawing a line in the sand, and they're making it clear that if you break the law, you will face the consequences. The truth is, this isn't just about protests or Gaza or any of the excuses these mobs like to throw around. This is about something much bigger. This is about the future of Europe. Are we going to stand by and let our cities be taken over by radicals and foreign ideologies? Are we going to let chaos reign in the streets while ordinary citizens suffer? Or are we going to stand up and say, no more? Germany is starting to wake up. The police are starting to wake up. They're realizing that appeasement doesn't work. You can't reason with people who have no respect for your laws or your culture. You can't negotiate with people who only care about pushing their own agenda. The only thing you can do is enforce the law and protect the rights of the majority who just want to live their lives in peace. To the German police, I say this: well done. Keep it up. Keep making arrests. Keep clearing the street. Keep sending the message that Germany is not a place for chaos and radicalism. And to the German government, I say this: stand firm. Don't give in to the cries of the woke mob or the apologists who will inevitably try to paint these agitators as victims. They're not victims. They're the ones causing the chaos, and they need to be held accountable. And to the rest of Europe, I say this: take note. Germany is setting an example, and it's one that every country should follow. Radicalism, foreign ideologies, and chaos have no place in Europe. If you can't adapt, if you can't respect the laws and values of the country you're living in, then you don't belong here. It's that simple. Enough is enough. The streets of Europe belong to the people who respect them, not to the mobs who want to tear them apart. The German police are finally standing up for their country. Let's hope the rest of Europe has the courage to do the same.